Of course I didn't turn the sound on in the beginning of this. So it was just a blank thing, me talking to myself. Goodness. This is how today is going to start. But that's fine. It's fine. We've got the sound. Basically, what I was saying is that we're going to be working on the grass today. And the idea is to bring some of those blue tones back out of the picture because I think I went a little too far with them. So I have the leaf green 291. I've got the opal green 271. And then I just pulled the cactus green 292. That's pretty much all I was saying, except for, my random babbles that I do. So that was the thing that happened. So I'm going to go in with the cactus green on some of these darker tealy areas and make it more of a green and less of a blue. I'm okay with some blue still being there. It's just I want to just bring it back a touch. And like I said, I might pull the eraser out and pull some of the color. Hey, Steph. To bring it back a little bit. Because some of the areas are getting pretty full of pigment. So it's harder to add or remove anything. Thought I had turned the mic on earlier. Apparently not. To be honest, that isn't the first time I've done that. Hi, Elizabeth. It's one of those things I need to get in the habit of checking where the audio levels are at. You don't always do that. I just get so excited about talking to you guys. Pull these so I can come over here a little bit so that you can see the reference as well. Like I said, I'm just going in with that cactus right now and hitting all the dark areas. Seeing if I can pull some of that back a little bit. Okay, and then I've got the leaf green. Which I'm hoping adds even more green. If this works the way I'm hoping it works, we should get into some of the flower stay. Yes, I would be lost without you to remind me of where I placed my mind. There are days where I'm pretty sure I just completely just forgot to turn on my brain. If we can do this without... Oh, I forgot to look for those binder clips to hold the picture open. Next time. Okay. flattening it out a little bit. It's like I still want a little bit of that blue in there because those shadows do have a touch of blue in them. I just don't think there was as much as I put down. Something like this is always an adventure in layering. Sometimes I go too far one way and I gotta bring it back the other way. Hi, Robin. I completely understand. I'm glad you could, stop by even for a little while. I might have to bring the eraser over there because I've pretty much saturated that area. Though I don't dislike it. I might just pull out some of the highlight areas. Okay, and then I have the opal green, which I'm just gonna go over absolutely everything with. It's going to be my balancing color. And of course, it's going to be hard to tell that I'm doing absolutely anything with it. Might have to come through with that yellow green again. Just hit a few of the highlight areas, maybe. I don't know how successful I was in muting those blue tones. shaking the whole desk. Hi, Shay. Okay, I'm going to try this just a little bit because I feel like that's a ridiculously bright patch in the middle of the picture. So I kind of want to bring it back just a touch. Yes, kind of like that. Hit it with some of the new tones. Ah! I'm just gonna throw the colored pencils. Of course, it was directly at the mic too that I just tossed it. Okay. I feel it is more in line with what I did with the rest of the grass. Unless, here, let me hit you in the face. So I think I want to do a little bit over here as well. Pulling color out just to add color. I mean, it's not a huge difference. Oh yeah. I mean, you're never going to pull the color completely out, but if you want to pull some of that saturation out, so maybe you can add another layer back on. Yes. Then go for it. Especially since I kind of burnished the color in on this side of the page. Because at the time, I was pretty confident. Now, I'm regretting that choice just a touch. But not 100%. Okay. It's almost like, because I have this chartreuse green, But I almost feel like I'm missing something. Maybe I need to pull the apple green. Let's see how many greens we can pull into one chunk of grass. I think this is the apple right here. Yeah, that was a good call. That is the apple. So this is the apple green, which is 251. It's another one of those bright greens, but I feel like it's got a little more green in it and a little less yellow than the chartreuse. And I am coloring over some of the dots because they're white. I'm probably just going to come back with a Posca at the very end to finish those ones off. I think it would make more sense. Because you never quite get the coverage with a white colored pencil. And I could have just left it the paper white, but it's so fiddly to color around those dots, especially in this big area. So okay, I think the apple green was a good call. Probably should have been using the apple green instead of the chartreuse the whole time. They're just so similar. Okay. I am liking where this is starting to head. So we can get some of that apple over here as well. Okay. Yeah. Might. How do I want to? What do I want to do for that next layer? Suppose I could do some of that background grass, which might in turn bounce out some of this grass. So I do have this whole area that I've been kind of ignoring simply because I'm gonna have to pull a whole bunch of different colors for that. Just to get that to kind of behave in a way that the painting behaves. Because there's like the blues and the reds and the purples, and I don't know if I want to go too deep into that rabbit hole yet. But the fun part is I don't have to stay in the line. I can kind of just like a piece of color on there. I'm glad you could stop in, Shay. Yes, I will definitely see you this afternoon for our book club live stream. So for any of you guys who have read Cinder, feel free to join us. I'm just hitting a few of these because there's going to be hints of that green. Throughout there. But I am pretty happy where all of that is starting to sit. Okay. I think I'm going to move to the background grass. So I think I'm just going to keep on attempting to layer and layer and layer if I don't. And while it is making minute changes, they might not 100% be worth it. She says as she continues to layer on this grass. kind of get that cactus green embedded throughout. Just so the color balances. Go. Perfect. Okay. Bye, Robin. So I'm gonna try and do some of the same things I did with these shadows here, with the shadows that are going on in this area, and maybe this will make it feel like it's got less of those blues, even though we went some blues, just not completely blue. Does that make sense? So I do have the Peacock Green 248, which is what I originally added those blues in with. And then I've also got this Fur Green which is the 288. Oops, as I throw this. I'm going to bring the Cactus Green over there too, which is 292. Probably going to throw in a little bit of this Leaf Green, which is 291. Because it's going to have softer tones. So I might also bring over this Opal Green, which is 271. Perfect, Robin. I'll see you then. Because yes, we will be back next week because I've got maybe 30 more minutes that I can stream, and then next week I'm gonna use this opal real quick on over here. Yeah. 'Cause I feel like I wonder if I should get some of the sky mist out too. Let's see if I can find it. I think that's over here. Because it's a green and a blue. Ooh, sorry about that. Especially when we're getting closer to the sky area. So like this part. Need more room on my desk. So some of like this area. Should kind of get that haze. But then I'm going to bring that opal green back. Give it some green to that haze. And it all starts to kind of haze together a little bit. There we go. Yeah, kind of like that. I was nowhere near the grass, but it's cool. Okay, so focusing back on kind of where I was planning on going before I got distracted. It's in this area a little bit. Look at the tree shadow that kind of goes like this. And then this one that I think would probably is more up here. Except for there was supposed to be a little bit of light right there. It looks like there might be some browns and purples in there too, in some of the darker areas. Okay, I'm going to take this fur green, which is the 288. I hit darker parts of that shadow. Very lightly hit some of these areas. Hi, welcome. Some of this. So I feel like there's some kind of scattered throughout. It isn't nearly as intense as this shadow, but it's still there. especially as we get down here. Yeah. Okay, and then I've got the cactus green. I think I'll hit the shadow areas with as well. Just, and if I hit things without being too intentional, if that makes sense. Especially with the way his paint goes down. You can't necessarily get clean color blotches. I'm gonna hit some of these highlight areas with some of these lighter greens. I think the doggies are here in the puppies next door. Because it's just kind of hints of this brighter greens. So I think this is pretty bright green. Might have to find some more of those bluey greens and get a little deeper, like maybe the Titan green. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, this is the first page I have ever done in this coloring book, and in my brain I'm like, well, it could be fun to try and duplicate what he's done, but at the same time it's like, holy fudge, that might come back and haunt me, because my brain is like, I need to get it exactly matching, and it's nearly impossible to do since he was using a paint medium and I don't have that skill set. So color pencils it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get some of the bluery greens in here. To really bounce some of this. I do have the holly green. Which I think we can, it'll have some of those blue undertones in. But I might need to go and find a soft blue green to hit some of these areas. Because I feel like the peacock is too far on the blue spectrum. Still need it in the greens. I'm using Holbeins, which are very much like the polychromos. And I think this paper is working really, really great for building up and adding layers. So I don't see a reason why the polychromos wouldn't work just as well. Because, I mean, they're both an oil-based colored pencil. Yeah, I also have the bigger poster size one as well, but I'm a little more intimidated by that one. Figured I'd start small and see if I could do one page in this one first. Because the thing about the bigger one is you don't have the picture side by side. You have it in the back, which I guess you can pull it out and set it side by side. So, yeah. Plus, like, that poster size just seems so big. But in the moment, when I was picking up this one, I'm like, why not pick up that one as well? Everything seems like a good idea. Until. Might have gone a little too sharp on that. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's like I don't necessarily want to pull the one from the back up. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that coloring book. Maybe someday. Okay. So, it's these lighter blue green areas, which I think might be the sky mist. I could pull some of that in. So, because I mean, then we'd get some of those colors showing up down here, which makes sense. I actually started this page, I think it was back in. Oh goodness. There was a Disney color-a-thon coloring event last year sometime. And I didn't have any Disney coloring books. And something in my brain is like, well, you should pick up a Kincaid coloring book. And so for that Disney coloring event, I had this Kincaid coloring book. And I picked this page because this picture is the embodiment of my childhood and the song that I always randomly sing. Something about this scene in the song I Know You is just, I love that song, even though it's not really a long song and it maybe lasts a whole like 3 seconds. And plus it didn't have people in it. It just had animals. Okay, I'm liking how the blues is interacting with these green tones. Yeah, that's what I needed. Put some up in here. I'm trying to remember all the colors I use in this picture so that I can keep it cohesive. Because I could probably, because in this tree it matches some of that, and I think some of that's like the mahogany or the burgundy. It's probably more of the burgundy in some of that area. So I might do that. Oh, I love that. Yes. Join me. Now, I love my swatch sheets. I definitely, especially when I'm trying to eyeball matching colors. I need to start pulling darker colors down here. So get this fig right back out and add some of the darker tones in here and start darkening this area up. I might not take it too far until I actually start doing this tree as well. I definitely want to add some depth down here. Bring the peacock green back out. Might bring a little black in there as well. Not too much though. So I think down here, things are going to start hitting more of those darker tones. And I do want to put a little bit of, not much, in some of these shadows. I'm going to start really making this solid. yes, the tree was an adventure on its own, and I think that's really where I started feeling more confident in this page. I did that in one stream here, just kind of eyeballing the colors and slowly building it out. There was a time though when I was in the middle of coloring that tree where I'm like, I made the biggest mistake ever, which I usually feel in the middle of my colors when I'm still at that slow layer stage and things haven't quite built out completely yet. Like I said, the thing about Kincaid is he's got so many different colors that are interwoven together. Because I think he just, like, even on his paintbrush, he just puts a whole bunch of different colors and just whomp to do stuff. And I don't know, part of me just gets a kick out of attempting to color match. But with that being said, I mean, this picture has been a very long work in progress. Let's see. I think I want to very lightly. And I think, yeah, put some of this opal green in there too. Because I don't want to get rid of that blue. But I also don't want it to be a pure blue. Oh, I completely understand. There was a time where I didn't necessarily have any swatches or anything like that. I just kind of picked the color according to what the barrel or the tip of the pencil or the marker cap or whatever. But then I had way too much fun creating these swatch charts and all of the various other things that I have laying around this house. And so now I have a ridiculous amount of them, and sometimes I just decide, let's redo it. I'm actually going to add some of this chartreuse in here because I want like a random blotch of bright right here. Yeah, kind of like that. I think I might add a little bit, not much, in here. Okay. I might need to darken that area a little bit. Right in there. just to add a little bit of depth. Hmm. Just put a little bit of green in there. Yeah. Okay. Every once in a while I look up and then use the screen to help me decide if I need to go further one direction or another. I might need to darken the shadow with this tree a little bit. So get yep, that's the fir. Because we lost it just a little bit. Because we really darkened up this area. Oops, that is not the black. Do want to darken the tones up in there a little bit, create some separation. Maybe. Like I said, it's hard to do just one small area. Yes, I actually have a list. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. I also have a video up of me doing that part of the tree as well. They're not a pure black. It looks like that they're a softer black than that. And they look like they've got some like olive undertones to them as well. At least some of these trees back here, especially this one. And then they've got some of the probably a burgundy, reddish, orangey-ish tone. Where did I put that? You know, it's here somewhere. And I'm probably actually gonna stop here for today because yeah, I need to find where did I put that sheet? I know I keep it. Thought I kept it in that folder. I'm gonna have to search for it. Ah, there it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. I will definitely be here next Sunday at the same time, and I'll probably go longer than I did before. Just I got some stuff I need to do today. Okay, so for the tree, I have the number codes for the Holbeins out. And if I remember right, some of them, yeah, okay. For the tree, I used 80, which I believe is the burgundy. Yeah, I have all the colors in the previous video too, but it's just 80, 93, 192, 171, 272, 371, 365, 481, and 510. So I started out with these like reddish browns and some tans in the tree, and then built up some of the darker colors with the blacks and stuff. And then I came in with some blues and some mossy greens to get that color variance. But I went pretty heavy on the burgundy. The 80 is pretty much where I started with. But yes, I will be back with this same picture next Sunday at 11 Central. I'm hoping to go at least 2, if not more, hours and maybe get a whole big chunk of this done. But I will also be back here on this channel at 4 Central today for our book club live stream where we're going to talk about Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I'm kind of excited about it. It's a reread for me, but it was one of those books that I'm really glad that I'm rereading because I enjoy it so much. But I want to thank all of you guys for joining me today. I always love hanging out with you guys and your guys' company, and I hope you guys will come back next Sunday and hang out with me again. And I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.